I'm going to read you guys an article of a woman who decided to marry herself. And when I first read the article, I started laughing because I thought to myself, was it that serious where you had to have a full blown out ceremony just to marry yourself? But I'm going to go ahead and read you guys this article. Houston native Yasmin Elbai vowed that she would marry herself if she hadn't found true love by 40. And for her 40th birthday, that's exactly what she did. The well-traveled businesswoman who works overseas in the oil industry organized an elaborate wedding, reports the Houston Chronicle, which included 10 bridesmaids and was officiated by her minister sister. It was a spiritual service as it is not legal to marry oneself. Elbai's mother walked her down the aisle and Elbai sang R. Kelly's I Believe I Can Fly, which includes the line, "Now I know the meaning of true love." I was overwhelmed with the outpouring of love and support that was shown to me during my celebration of love and life. Elbai wrote on Facebook she held the ceremony at the Houston Museum of African American Culture. The venue CEO says Elbai is attractive. She works hard and she's worldwide, adding that she's now indicated to others that she has high standards. Elbai has planned a multi-country honeymoon. And it goes on and on, but I'll leave the link in the description about you guys who actually want to read the full article. But I posted this on Facebook, and actually she got a lot of support from black women. I think not just from black women, but from women in general. But I think that just because women are emotional, they kind of had a little support behind it because a lot of women feel like, hey, there is a possibility that I might not find that true love and I might not get married. And when we look at the numbers, we just calculate everybody in the world. Women outnumber men. So when you look at it from a numbers point of view, realistically, there are some women who will never get married unless men start doubling and tripling up on women. There's a lot of women who will never get married, and that's just a fact. But I just thought it was a little extra, her having this big whole ceremony and going out here and actually marrying herself. Now, just appreciating your life and what you've accomplished and your birthday and everything. Hey, that's cool. But to actually go out here and do a full-blown ceremony, it's like, really? Did you really need to do that? And this sister's not bad looking. She's not bad on the eye. Actually she's an attractive woman. But, sometimes you just don't find that one that fits you. Sometimes that does happen. I know a lot of cats that I'm very good friends with in their late 30s, even some guys in their 40s and 50s, and they've never been married. They search for that that true love. Everybody wants that person that they can say, okay, that's my husband, that's my wife, and you can build a family with. You guys can build with each other. Everybody wants that, but sometimes that doesn't come around. Sometimes you don't find that person. Sometimes we have a lot of people out here, and especially with the women, I believe some of us, your standards are too high. And it doesn't mean that you settle for anything. You settle for any piece of man out here wearing a pair of pants. It doesn't mean that. But it means that you have to be realistic. A lot of women out here, they want their man to be 6'3". He's got to be all buff and muscular. He has to be making this certain amount of income. He has to drive this type of car. He has to have this house. So a lot of times women look over a lot of good men simply because their standards are too high, because they've accumulated certain things. They feel like their man has to either have the same thing or have more than what they had. And I think that really holds a lot of women back, because men, we're all about, especially when you become mature and you become, as a full grown man. I'm not talking about a little boy where, you're still out here picking women simply off of the way they look. You're not trying to get to know her mind, see where her head is at, see if she actually has something to bring to the table. But what I'm talking about, when you actually become a full-grown man, you want, a woman who has things going on for herself, can bring something to the table, and collectively you guys can grow together. You guys can have children, have a great family. We want that, but there's a lot of good men out here that are being looked over because a lot of these women are just shallow. Let's keep it real out here. A lot of women out here are shallow. But, I just thought it was a little ridiculous, this sister could have found somebody, you know, she just had held out or whatever. And, you know, I'm sure down the line she might run into somebody, you know, you might not get married until you in your mid 40s or hell, maybe even in your 50s. But, you know, you can find that person that, you know, you can love for the rest of your life, and you guys can build something together, and you have somebody that truly loves you, not somebody that loves you for your money or your material possession, because that stuff comes and goes. People who have a nice car now, a nice house, anything can happen. That stuff can be gone within a snap of a finger. So, you know, when you really sit back and you get wise about life, you want things that, you know, cannot be taken from you from a financial point of view. You want things that, you know, that you contain and you somewhat have some control over it. Things like, you know, love and happiness. These are the things that you want to really search for in life. So, I mean, I just think that, you know, not just the women, it's a lot of men out here that like that too, but I think it's more prominent within the women that, you know, a lot of you guys, you just got to open your eyes. You know, that guy that might be down the street, you know, might work for the city or might be the manager at McDonald's or something like that. A lot of those cats are good men, you know, and they want to be providers. They want to take care of their family. They want to be loyal to you women, okay? They want to, you know, create family. They're men of character, men of integrity, men of honor. But a lot of times women look over those guys because they're not balling out of control. They don't have, you know, a house at the moment or a certain type of house. A lot of women are on that, you know, or a certain type of career. But it's a lot of good men out here that are being looked over, and you just got to open your eyes. You know, that guy that, you know, might be nice to you when you go and get coffee in the morning to your way to work, or, you know, the guy in your neighborhood that speaks to you, and you guys have a little small chitter chat, but he's a nice guy, or she's a nice woman, and you guys just don't open your eyes and realize that, hey, that could be the one for me. So it's all about opening your eyes, you know, and not letting things like money and your career put you in a certain mindset where you're above certain people, or certain people who might have a certain lower economical state than you. Now, I'm not that, when I say that, I don't mean, you know, you got a guy that, you know, is in his 30s and he's still making minimum wage. Or even if he is making minimum wage, he's not in school trying to better himself. I'm not talking about settling, but I'm talking about being realistic about the minute you choose. But that's all I got to say about this. I mean, hey, this sister's happy, to each his own. You know, I thought it was a little ridiculous. I thought it was funny, but to each his own. You know, that's what she want to do your thing, rock on. But I just think this sister could have just, you know, held out, you know, and you know, a man probably would approach her, because like I said, she's not a bad looking woman. But this ceremony is ridiculous. You know, from my point of view, it's ridiculous. But that's all I gotta say. You guys give me your feedback on it. Tell me what you thought about it or whatever. Add my Facebook fan page. The link will be in the description box. I'm out, y'all. Peace.